Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
Hey ho! Welcome into another edition of the JP Peterson Show here on this fabulous hump day in Tampa Bay. We are your favorite Tampa Bay sports show. Yes, non-corporate independent media. It's where it's at, folks. You can stream it. You can watch it anytime you want. We're always here for you. Limited commercial interruptions. Love our sponsors. It's all about Tampa Bay here at the JP Peterson Show. How are you, IndyCarTim, who just happens to be in Dallas? The hell is that all about?
The greatest city this side of the Mississippi.
Dude, I wake up every morning now with the beautiful I open my window and I'm just looking out over this pool and palm trees in Tampa Bay. I walk outside. It's a crisp 65 degrees and Tally's tail is wagging like, Dad, this is awesome. I want to play ball for an hour. We can't do that, son. We got to get to work. So anyway, a little bit better than what you wake up to in Dallas every day.
I don't know. I wake up to pretty nice scenery of my neighbor's fence and the sunrise over the trees and contrails over my house. And
and it's 47 and cloudy. Yeah, all right.
JP, today I woke up.
I'm not trying to rub it in, but I'm just, for the people here in Tampa Bay, sometimes we take it for granted. We just shouldn't do that. Never take it for granted.
This entire week, I've woken up to sunny sky. Well, I mean, I wake up at 5:30, so the sun's not up. But when the sun comes up, it is sunny. And right now, it is a brisk 67 degrees outside our office.
That's nice. That's very
It's
nice.
been super nice this week.
That's good. That's good. All right. Well, we got lots to get to today, children, including Mike Evans' decision, which I will say is at the crux of where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are, not only this year, but probably the next couple of years as well. Whatever happens with Mike Evans will decide where this franchise is heading. And that doesn't necessarily mean that he signs here.
Yep.
But we're going to lay it all out for you, as only we can do right here at the JP Peterson Show, and see where this is going. I think it's a very, very interesting thing. And it tells us a lot about where the franchise is and where they're going and what happens from it. So we will dive into that. Erik Erlendsson is going to join us at 11 o'clock to talk hockey. What a hockey day this is, Timmy.
Yeah.
So we waited 12 years for Olympic hockey like this. We have Slovakia and Germany. Actually, that's already happened. Who won that game? That was at 6:10 a.m. Erik Chernek playing for Slovakia against Germany. And Canada and Czechia will be dropping the puck at 10:40. Obviously, Coop and Brandon Hagel.
Slovakia 6, Germany 2.
Oh, okay. Slovakia 6-2. Wow, that's a rout. Wow. Germany was a good side too.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Interesting. Wow. Don't count out Slovakia. If you put Czechia and Slovakia together, do you get Czechoslovakia? They played together as a team. Perhaps? Maybe.
So it's the Czech. Is it not the Czech Republic? Is Czechia the old Czechoslovakia? Have we ever decided that?
It's part of it. It's part of it.
Because it used to be the Czech Republic.
Right. It used to be Czechoslovakia.
Right.
Then it was the Czech Republic.
And
now
Slovakia.
And then Slovakia went rogue.
The Czech Republic is now known as Czechia.
Right.
And historically known as Bohemia.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Huh. I was unaware.
There you go.
I mean, we were in Sarajevo in 84, right? Czechoslovakia hosted the Olympics.
Yes.
And they're not even around anymore.
Yeah, and years later was destroyed by a revolution.
Thanks a lot, Russia.
Appreciate you. Finland and Switzerland, and JJ Moser playing for Switzerland will play at 12:10. And then the mighty United States of America. And Jake Gensel going up against Sweden with Victor Hedman and Pontus Holmberg at 3:10.
You know, that
Very
Finland roster is pretty much the Dallas Stars.
Yeah.
got like 9 players on the.
Where will the finish?
Oh, gold. They're winning gold.
No, they're not. You know, and and I know this, but it's when I hear it, it's still kind of weird. The United States has not won a hockey gold medal since 1980, since the Miracle on Ice.
Yeah. Isn't that the only one ever?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Didn't we? No. Yeah.
They won one before. Yeah.
Did we win in Lake Placid back in the 30s and stuff? Like, didn't we double up in Lake Placid? I mean, I might have to double check that. And Sweden obviously is a very, very good side. So, you know, everybody's looking forward to Canada and USA in the gold medal. We got a long way to go for that. Long way to go. Both of these teams got to win the corners in the semis, and then hopefully we'll have that. But we do have a gold medal in women's hockey today. I believe that's today. Yes, that's Canada and USA. And once again, our anthem bet is on the line. John Hill demands it.
Oh, are we doing that again?
Well, yeah, we have to.
People didn't get enough of that the first time around?
Yeah, that was just a warm-up.
The United States Olympic team, hockey team, JP, won the gold, of course, in Lake Placid in 1980.
Right.
And they won gold at Squaw Valley in 1960.
Squaw Valley. I knew there was another one there. Yeah.
And who can forget that 1948 win? Now, it wasn't for gold. 31-1 over Italy.
We won a hockey game 31-1
over Italy in St. Moritz, Switzerland in 1948.
Holy shizbang.
The biggest defeat, JP.
They pulled the goalie?
The biggest defeat by the U.S.
They pulled the goalie for personal safety.
Yeah, exactly. Probably didn't have a mask on either in 48.
Oh, that's right. He probably was concussed in the first.
The biggest defeat by the United States national hockey team, just 3 years after winning the gold in Squaw Valley, they drop a 17-2 decision to Sweden in Stockholm in 1963.
Stockholm syndrome right there. Wow. Holy crap.
So there you go.
Yeah. This is going to be, there's a chance these other teams are really good. And it's the freaking Olympics. There's a chance that we don't get Canada, USA.
Yeah.
You know?
So these are the quarterfinal games today.
Yeah. Winner moves on, loser go home.
Yeah. Friday, we've got your semifinals.
Yep.
And then, of course, the 21st, which is what day is that on? As the
Sunday.
Is the bronze and gold event.
Saturday's the bronze game, and then Sunday will be the gold
yes,
game.
Yes, correct.
26. Right.
At 7:10 a.m. Central Time, so 8:10 a.m. Sunday is your gold medal game. So y'all don't be
breakfast
Sunday morning. Yeah, some breakfast hockey.
Okay. Well, we will make plans accordingly.
I'm here for it.
It's Ashley's birthday. She'll be watching hockey while she eats breakfast in bed.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
By the way, we missed a big birthday yesterday on the show that we did not recognize.
Oh, the Happy Gilmore
is our
gold jacket.
No, that was an anniversary, but we have a notable.
Oh, Johnny Gerber,
birthday. We didn't mention John Gerber's birthday yesterday on the air, and I had a note here to do that, and I totally forgot.
Oh, happy birthday, Johnny! Not watching. I think he is. He just retweeted us. Yeah, I figured he'd be hungover. I figured it wouldn't be up till noon.
He told me. I asked him how his birthday went. He said it was great. That he was home in bed by 9.
Oh wow!
I'm like, man, I can only hope my birthday goes that well here in a couple of months.
Well, now, does that mean you're alone in bed, or how does that work?
Probably. I mean, hopefully.
Is it going well if you're home in bed alone by 9?
My birthday will be, yes. That's
did he say he was home in bed by 9 alone, or was it? I mean, did he embellish?
Johnny's got no game. We know this.
Oh my Lord!
He's got a good golf game, but
no, he can pull. We all know that. Ain't no doubt about that.
Maybe when he's talking about
hooking it off the tee. Hookers.
Yeah.
What?
Somehow I'm in the water every hole.
So anyway, got lots of hockey. We'll keep you posted on that today. So Slovakia has dispatched Germany. They will play, I'm guessing, the winner of Czechia, Canada. Is that right?
I believe so.
Yeah. And then the lower bracket, Finland, Switzerland, United States, Sweden. So there we go. All right, so let's jump on into this Mike Evans thing. He announced yesterday, or it was reported yesterday, widely that Mike Evans will be entering free agency, which tells us that obviously they have talked to the Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers have made an offer. We don't know what that offer is. Obviously, it wasn't good enough to lock him up. We didn't think it would be.
Right.
And, I think we start first and foremost by saying, can the Buccaneers afford to lose Mike Evans? Well, and I think this is where the whole crux is right now. Where are the Bucs at? Now, to me, there are certain teams, like you look at the Dolphins, that's, you got to blow that thing up. You just got to blow it up and start over.
Right.
There's three types of teams, right? There's the teams that think they're like Seattle last year, that think they're close and might get over the top. They add Sam Darnold, they had a nice bunch of free agents. Boom, they go and win a Super Bowl. Pretty cool deal. But they were, you could look at Seattle as kind of like the Bucs are right now. The Seattle last year, I think you could see was a little similar. Had some really good players. Had some, guys that were emerging. Kenneth Walker bust on the scene, and then you figure, what, Geno's been playing well, but we just need a little something different. And you go and you get Sam Darnold. It all comes together, and boom, you win a Super Bowl. There are teams that just are so bad that you want to blow it up. And I think the Bucs are they're teetering. They're teetering. Is it a rebuild? Is it a reload? What is it? Where are you? And I think this Mike Evans thing tells us a lot. Now, there's been a lot of chatter out there that the Glazers are not in all the way. They're not spending like they did with Brady. And I think that's completely fair. I think that's completely fair to say. And I think Mike is looking at this very, very clearly. I think the number one thing for Mike right now is two things: legacy and Super Bowl. Now, obviously, winning another Super Bowl will accomplish the legacy thing. Winning 2 Super Bowls, the 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons to start a season, the 11 straight, equaling Jerry Rice's record 1,000 yards. That is Hall of Fame worthy, obviously. But right now, Mike, I believe, is 21st in total yards. If he has 2,000 more yards in receiving, he moves up to in the top 10 to 7th, could get to 6th. I think you lock yourself in the Hall of Fame. Right now, is Mike Evans a Hall of Famer? I think so. I would vote for him, but I don't vote. And not everybody that votes watched Mike Evans play for 13 seasons here in Tampa Bay. So I think he's there's some really, really highly regarded wide receivers that haven't gotten in the Hall of Fame that have piled up huge numbers. And I don't think Mike has been ever considered the best wide receiver in the game at any point in his career. Like, that's the best guy in the league this year. Now, top 10, every year he's been in the league.
Sure.
But I don't think he's been regarded nationally as the best guy in the league. Is that fair to say, Timmy, as I asked you from more of a national perspective?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and of course, I've got ties to Mike from college,
Right.
Following him at A&M with Johnny Manziel throwing him the ball back in 2012, that awesome team. And I've always thought very highly of Mike, and I always thought that if he played somewhere else, he might have been regarded a couple of those 11 seasons as the top in the league. I just thought because he was buried in Tampa Bay,
right,
with guys like Jameis Winston throwing him the ball, and
Right.
regardless of that, he put up the stats, the numbers, and
Did you just diss my man, J-Boo?
I absolutely did.
Wow.
By the way,
Continue.
I have a Jameis Winston discussion that you will appreciate that I had on another show.
Okay.
Remind me in a little while. We'll get to that because it's freaking hysterical.
All right,
I'm here for it.
I'm writing it down.
And so the deal with Mike and moving on, I think Mike's legacy is set. I think if Mike stays in Tampa, he can only hurt that Tampa legacy because he's not going to catch 1,000 yards anymore. That's not his game. He's too old. His body's breaking down. I don't think he has another 1,000-yard season in him. I just don't. I hope he does. I hope I'm wrong. I just don't see it, especially after last season. I think staying in Tampa, I shouldn't say hurt his legacy. I don't think that's the right word, but I think his legacy in Tampa is cemented. And for him to leave, he's going to have to believe that team that he goes to is a 90% or better chance to win the Super Bowl next year.
I agree.
Because that's what he wants to do, is win a Super Bowl. Otherwise, what's the point? Stay in Tampa, finish your career there where you've played your whole career, and live that dream. Look, we here in Dallas, we've had guys, Tony Dorsett, for you old heads like me, didn't finish his career in Dallas. Heisman Trophy winner, drafted by the Cowboys. Finished his career one season with the Broncos in '87.
Yeah.
After Herschel Walker got here. Emmitt Smith finished his career as a Cardinal.
I saw his last game. It was in front of about 18 people in Arizona against the Bucs in a completely meaningless game. And I said to myself, that's really sad.
Yeah.
Really
that
sad.
hurt. That still hurts my heart to think of him in a, and think about, guys like Jerry Rice, played for the Raiders, played for the Seahawks. I mean, he's a 49er, right? So Mike can cement that legacy of only playing with the Bucs and put that down in NFL history and on his, I don't know if that matters for a Hall of Fame resume or not. I think Mike's a shoe-in Hall of Famer for sure. I think that's a given.
Yep.
And I don't know that there's anything he can do.
You think he's a shoe-in for the Hall of Fame?
Huh?
You think he's a shoe-in for the Hall of Fame?
100%, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think there's any question. Like, anybody that doesn't think that just don't know ball.
Well, we all thought Belichick would get in on the first ballot, too.
Well, but Mike hasn't pissed off media members, has he?
No, he's beloved. But I'm just saying that we all think we know, but we don't know. We don't know.
Well,
and I think
a rare case, though.
To your point of, I think Mike's a surefire Hall of Famer. Absolutely, 100%. But I think to your point, from a national standpoint, that's why I want to get your more national perspective. I think there's, I've seen these lists, top 10. I mean, Mike, people have come out with lists the last 4 or 5 years of top 10 receivers. Mike's never on it. He's never on it from a national perspective. And I think it's wrong, but it's just facts. So, and I think that's, the national perspective is more appropriate when talking about Hall of Fame. So I think legacy matters. And I think he knows what he should feel, I think, that he probably needs to just add a little bit, pad the resume a little bit more, just to make sure, just to make absolutely sure. But I also think number one, he wants to win a Super Bowl. I think that's the number one thing. I think he probably knows that he's in the Hall of Fame, and I think that's fair.
Yeah.
But I think the number one thing is he wants to win another Super Bowl. He's a super uber competitive guy. And now I asked the question, what does he think of staying here in Tampa Bay? What's different this time than the last time he almost pulled the trigger and went to Kansas City and Houston? Well, I think first and foremost, you have developed a relationship with Baker Mayfield that is very, very strong. And I think you love your quarterback, and I think he can get you the ball and wants to get you the ball. And do not forget that Mike Evans had what I thought was his best training camp last year. And he came out of the gates on fire, and the Bucs did. And his chemistry with Baker Mayfield is as good as anybody in this league. And Mike will be very hard-pressed to find a guy that will throw him the ball more and be more productive with. I'd say there's maybe only 2 or 3 guys in the league that he would be, in my opinion. And I would put Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes at the top of that list. And CJ Stroud would be nowhere near it.
Yeah.
I think, back 2 years ago, the thought of going to Houston was a reality. I don't think that's a reality anymore. And I think that was a strong pull. There's no way Mike can see going to Houston right now and feel like he's going to be get 10 to 12 targets a game, which is what he's going to get in Tampa. I don't think there's any question about it. He's going to get 10 to 12. I no question about it. If he stays here in this offense, this is the Liam Cohen offense.
Okay.
This is the Liam Cohen offense, and he had his best season in the Liam Cohen offense. Double check those numbers, but I think it was 13 touchdowns and 1,200 plus yards.
Assuming he can stay on the field for all of those games.
Well, but that, anywhere he goes, that's the same. He's not more apt to get injured in Buffalo than he is here. That hamstring is still going to be balky, and it's actually going to be more balky in the cold up there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So that in the hamstring's an issue. It's a major freaking issue. The clavicle, the collarbone was just a freak injury. That stuff's going to happen. That didn't happen because he's 33 years old, going to be 33 years old. That was just a weird injury on a bad surface. Right. And it just didn't work. That was a bad injury. but that can happen anywhere, anytime. Anywhere, anytime. So,
Mike Evans, by the way, the Liam Cohen year of 2024, 74 catches on 110 targets, 11 touchdowns.
Yeah. How many total yards?
1,004. Mm-hmm. Remember, he just the last.
That's right, because he missed games.
Last play of the game, he played 14 games. Yeah.
So he averaged 10 to 12 targets a game, and I think he'll get the same. I don't think that will change at all if he stays healthy. And to me, that's 1,000-yard season. That's probably double-digit touchdowns, and he's enjoying life, and the Bucs are winning. But that's the key. To me, I think the biggest key is, look, he's going to get offered more money to go to Buffalo. And I think Buffalo is probably what teams he going to go to? The Kansas City, Buffalo. In Kansas City, now that Tyreek Hill has been released, that's a deal. Now, do they want Tyreek Hill or do they want Mike Evans? They can't afford both. So, and I think there's been overwhelming cry to get Tyreek Hill back, don't you?
Back, yeah. Yeah. Is that the right move? I don't think so, but that's what's going to happen. And look, here's the thing about both of those teams. There's a ton of uncertainty, or there should be, with both of those teams. Kansas City coming off of what they came off last year, missing the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes not playing that great.
Coming off an Achilles.
Yeah. Buffalo with a new head coach.
Yep.
And Josh Allen not playing great last year. I mean, to me, those aren't, I got to get there and I'll win everything. That's not what those teams are anymore, at least not right now to me.
Right.
I think there's a ton of uncertainty there. And I'd be more comfortable in Tampa where I've been and with Baker. And I know who Baker is. And you've got uncertainty in Tampa too with the new OC.
Absolutely.
And a new, I won't say a new offensive scheme because I don't think it's a new scheme.
Yeah.
But it's a new coordinator. Yeah. And, you don't know how things are going to go. So, man, I don't know. I think his legacy is secure regardless of what he decides to do. I don't think that will have any bearing on his decision.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's the other side of that coin, JP. What's best for the Buccaneers?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Okay. And I want to kind of finish this train of thought, like where could he go? I think the first thing you have to say is I think what Mike Evans is doing is like, let me see what's out there. Let me get all of the information. And by all of the information, I mean what teams want me, right? What teams, what are they going to pay me? Because it's going to be higher than what the Bucs are offering, clearly. So I want to see that. There's a difference between $28 million and $18 million, especially over 2 years that I think he's going to play. So it's not just, 3 or 4 million here. It's, I think probably the difference will probably be close to 10 million. That's just a guess on my part based on what the Eagles were willing to give Chris Godwin. I'm sorry, the Patriots were willing to give Chris Godwin last year. I think the Patriots are in the running again, that they may offer that same contract, which I believe was average 28 million. I think it was like 28 average. They may be that team. And would you go there? Drake May, once again, cold climate, but Vrabel, clearly an organization that's on the cusp of winning and maybe one Mike Evans player away from doing so. So, yeah, I think that's a very attractive spot for him to go. But again, very different, very cold. Pittsburgh, a lot of uncertainty there. Obviously, who's your quarterback? Yeah. Kansas City Chiefs, we talked about them. The Ravens. The Ravens are a team that has been mentioned as go play Colts. With Lamar.
By the way, Colts. I'm seeing Colts as well.
Yeah, lots of uncertainty in all these places. But I think what Mike wants to do is let me see the entire picture. And here's the other part. What are the Bucs doing? Are they all in? You didn't fire Todd Bowles. Mike Evans yelling 3rd and 28. And I was there. I saw that. It was ugly. His body language was ugly. And he was pissed. And I think it kind of shifted in the last couple of games with Bowles trying to run the football to save his defense. You think he wants to be part of that? I don't. I think he looks at the Bucs right now and say they have no sense of urgency to win a Super Bowl. Look at all these coaches that were fired with 10 times better records than Todd Bowles. And I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. We've said what we've said about Todd. We love him as a human, but not a great head coach. And Mike sees this and he says, do I want to sign up for this again, where the head coach is going to meddle with the offense and want to run the ball 30 times when it's clear that I'm open and ready to go? No, hell no. He doesn't want any part of that. And he doesn't want any part of losing. What are you doing on defense? Are you just going to hold on to your draft picks and try to develop players over time? I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for you to develop, draft a bunch of young kids and develop a defense. I ain't got time for that. I mean, selfishly, Mike has to be selfish in this decision. And that's not a bad thing because Mike is all about team. He wants to win. And if he sees an organization that doesn't have the urgency to fire Todd Bowles and go in a different direction, I'm not just coming here to punch the clock for 2 more years and go 8-9.
Yeah,
F that.
What's the point?
I'm not doing that. And I think that's the biggest thing right now for Mike Evans. This is just my opinion. Knowing him, covering him for his entire career, and how competitive he is and how much he wants to win and wants another Super Bowl, that to me is what drives Mike. And I think, listen, all things being equal, he would stay in Tampa Bay. But I think the number one thing, he wants to see what the Bucs are going to do in free agency. What are you going to do? Are you going to go get Max Crosby and tell me you want to win now? Or you want to, clutch your draft picks, which is not a bad strategy long term, but it ain't working for Mike Evans. I can tell you that. He ain't got time for that. He wants free agents. He wants to see you go get a middle linebacker like a Devin Lloyd who can anchor that defense and change the attitude and the mindset, or a Max Crosby, or both. Spend all your $50 million on those two. I'm fine with that. You've got to dramatically change what's going on defense. Not, let me draft a guy here, draft a guy there, we'll draft another guy here. No, that ain't working for Mike Evans. That might work long-term for the Buccaneers, and that's a totally separate argument. And we can have that argument. But if the Bucs they were not aggressive in terms of their head coach. Anything but. The most passive thing I've ever seen, bringing Todd Bowles back. That does not scream urgency at all. And then, but he made a lot of changes on the coaching. Really? the defensively, offense is what it is. It had to be, and I think they're in a better position offensively with Zach and the coaching staff than they were last year. I think that's better. Was that an urgent sign of urgency? No, that was just baseline. You had to do that. That was baseline. But what else did you do? Did you make any major changes on defense? No, which has been your Achilles heel. Todd Bowles cannot be a head coach and a defensive coordinator. He can be a defense coordinator. He can't be both. That's proven, 100%. Look at the numbers. It's not even close. And we've got a huge sample size to look at. But you as an organization said, we're good. 8-9, 9-8, whatever. Might win a division title. We're good. Let's keep this rolling. The fans aren't happy about it, and I could damn well tell you that a lot of these players aren't happy about it. Meets McGee with a $10 super chat. Thank you, partner. Says, I feel Jason is not going to fight for Mike to stay. I believe Jason not happy about the coaching decision. If the Glazers want Jason to buy the groceries and not choose the chef, then let it fail. This is an interesting take. I believe you are correct. I think that Jason Light wanted to make a change at head coach. I do believe that. And I believe he recommended that to the Glazers. And I believe the Glazers said, no, we love Todd. We love Todd. That's the going thing. They love Todd, which they must have had a great Valentine's Day together. Look, if I'm Mike Evans, and I'm going to have to see something dramatic from the Buccaneers in free agency to make me believe that they're serious about winning now. And they may not be. And if they're not, then I'm moving on. So I think for Mike, I think he wants to stay. I think his family wants to stay. I think Jason Light wants him to stay. And I think Jason Light must know that he's got to go do something dramatic in free agency for this defense to make the Bucs relevant again. because you chose irrelevancy when you chose to stay with Todd Bowles. And everybody around the league, by the way, most everybody around the league is like, wow, how did that guy survive? All these other coaches got fired and Todd Bowles survived. We didn't have that on our bingo card. That's how the Bucs are perceived right now. Is this a situation? And I'm just putting it out there. They're doing a whole build in old Manchester United, Old Trafford, $2.5 billion thing out there. Everybody suddenly is talking about the Glazers don't have any money. What? Really? Are they spending wildly here? No, they're not. Hell, Rondé said, look, if you don't think money is part of this Todd Bowles decision, you're wrong. And I thought I said, there's no way. For $12 million, they're not going to fire the coach for $12 million? I guess not. Rondé's right. And if I'm Mike Evans and I'm like, really? That's your level of urgency right now? That tells me you're not going out into free agency and doing anything big. And it certainly tells me you're not going to pay me a nice little paycheck, and others will. I mean, at some point, listen, Mike wants to stay here. I think in his heart, he wants to stay and he wants to be with a winner. If your employer's saying to you, yeah, we'll pay you $8 to $10 million less than anybody else will. We're not really going to go crazy in free agency. We're just going to kind of build this defense from the draft. And Todd's good enough. That's where we're going. Did that get you riled up? If you're my last 2 years in the league, that's what you got. That's what you're selling me. I think I'll go somewhere else.
Well, and you made a good point about being there at the games last year and the whole 3rd and 28 fiasco. Did it look to you like Mike Evans was having fun playing football last year?
Hell no.
And I think that's a big factor in his decision.
I agree.
He's going to want to make it fun again. It could be his last year. He wants to have fun while he's trying to win. And I don't know that he believes he can have fun in Tampa.
No, I think winning is fun to him. I think he's okay. Listen, Mike's okay catching 5 balls for 62 with a tutty, and they get a W. He's not, listen, I need to catch, 15 balls today for 200. If we win, whatever. But it's about me. That's not Mike.
No.
He wants to be part of winning. He don't want, he's not taking 3 targets, for 27 and we get a dub. He's not having fun. But he wants to be a focal point of the offense, which he would be here. Absolutely, 100%. He's the number one guy. He's your number one red zone target. He's your guy. Everything works off of Mike. He demands double teams. That's just the way it's going to be, even at his age. We saw that last year. And we'll have a separate discussion about whether the Bucs can move on without Mike and what that looks like. But for Mike, I think that's what it's all about. So I think if Jason Light wants to keep, if the Glazers want Mike Evans to stay here, if Jason Light wants a chance at re-signing him, they've got to do something dramatic in free agency and fix this defense. Not toying around, not Hassan Reddick bullshit. No, you got to make a move because you've got 31 other teams. They want to, and some of them are all in. You want to be part of that? Or do you want to just be 500? Which everything you've done tells me you're cool with being 500. I don't like to say that. But again, we judge you by your actions, not by your words. Everybody says they want to win. They're all in. Everybody says that. What are you doing? Keeping a head coach to 500 after 8 seasons in the NFL or well below 500, 4 years with you? No. Defense regressing. We're not going to go down, but you know what I'm saying? That's not urgent. There's nobody in this league that says, oh, yeah, Todd Bowles is going to turn around and win a Super Bowl. He's going to outcoach the great coaches in the playoffs. Come on. Love the guy, but come on. That's not happening. We all know that. The only thing that's going to make Mike say, oh, is if you go get a Max Crosby or do a few things on defensive free agency that are major plays. Other than that, I think he's gone. JP? I think he's gone.
Yeah. Here's my prediction, JP. He ain't effing coming back.
Feels like that. Feels like that to me as well. I would agree. Because I don't think the Bucs are going to go big into free agency. And I don't think they're going to make major moves to fix this defense. I think they're going to try to fix it in the draft. And I don't think Mike Evans has time for that. Because it's impossible to fix a defense in the draft, especially when you're picking at 15.
Yeah, not only they're in the same boat, like I've said before, as the Cowboys. They have way too many holes on the defense to fix it with just the draft.
That's right.
You've got to have draft and a successful draft, by the way, and you've got to have successful free agent signings.
To me,
and you need the guys you already have to play better than they did.
Right.
All of that needs to happen.
And that can happen. Listen, Kancey staying healthy will be tremendous.
Yep.
That'll be tremendous. But you still need an edge rusher and an inside linebacker, like a premium guys. You have to get an inside linebacker for Levante. And, I know that's still up in the air whether he's coming back. I don't think he's coming back. And if I'm the Bucs, I'm like, no, thank you. You've been great, but we got to go in a different direction because we don't have a guy next to you. You used to be able to, hide that guy and make up for all his mistakes. Well, you're not that good anymore. You're good, but you're not that good. And we need a guy that's going to, because we're probably going to draft somebody to play next year. Now, I would get an experienced inside linebacker, an experienced edge rusher. I'm probably going to need a corner as well. And I need some depth along the defensive line and probably another guy, experienced inside linebacker. I want two, a star and a kind of a mid-level guy.
Yep.
And then I need a premier edge rusher. That I'll go, oh, okay. I think, we got a shot. We can overcome our deficiencies in the coaching department with this much talent. I still don't think Todd Bowles is good enough to outwit the elite coaches in this league in the playoffs. I don't think he is.
Anybody.
No.
Ellen Moore.
You might be able to, if you bring Mike back and the offense and everybody stays healthy, your offensive line stays healthy and Bucky gets back to being Bucky, you might just be able to outscore everybody. But I know this, in the end, you got to have a defense. You can't be 30th, 28th in defense against the pass in this league and win. I just think it's very, very difficult. Maybe somebody's done it, but it's very, very difficult. And if they have, they've gotten a lot of turnovers. And that's another thing this defense doesn't do. Turn the ball over and make big plays and be physical. All right, that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts? We will take a break. We'll come back on the other side and get your thoughts in the comment sections. Load it up. You can always do that on YouTube. You could do that on X. You could do that on Facebook at the JP Peterson Show. Just look it up and you can comment right there. We are brought to you by the great folks at Pitch Roofing. Pitch Roofing. By the way, our pitch guys are coming in tomorrow in studio to tell us the secret behind their ditties, their pitch roofing ditties. But what you need to know is you get a free estimate from Pitch Roofing. And when you do that, you'll be in the running for 2 tickets in the Mark to go see a Lightning game in the all-inclusive area. Awesome place. And we'll give you a backstage tour of Lightning Vision. But more importantly, if you get to Pitch Roofing and they come over and give you an estimate, they're going to educate you about the business of roofing and why it's important to have a highly regarded, highly insured, highly bonded company do your roof. They will not be the cheapest. I guarantee you that. There will be people that undercut it, but you get what you pay for in roofing. So let them educate you about roofing and get the job done right at pitchroofing.com. Back in 3. Here for Pitch Roofing, one of our new sponsors and the most reliable and honest roofers in the business. They love the Lightning, and Bolts fans be entered to win a pair of premium Mark Club seats with every free roofing estimate from Pitch Roofing. Seats include food and beverages, early access, premium entry, and a backstage tour of Lightning Vision with yours truly. Always get 2 to 3 estimates when replacing your roof, and be sure to include Pitch as one of those roofing companies. With a free estimate from Pitch, they're not trying to hard sell you. They educate you on your roof and the process. Even if you do not choose Pitch Roofing as your roofer, they want to leave you feeling informed, knowing the different materials and manufacturers, and understanding the process and warranties. Very, very important. Pitch is an Owens Corning preferred contract, Better Business Bureau accredited, and My Safe Florida Home approved. That's very important as well. Pitch prides themselves on full transparency and customer first level of service. They also offer financing options, including 0% plans, ensuring a stress-free experience. Call my friends at Pitch Roofing, 727-67-PITCH. That's 727-677-4824, or go to pitchroofing.com.
Pitch Roofing, roofing done right.
Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles! 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
All right, guys, don't screw this up. It's Valentine's Day, and the first decision you make is go to the Gold and Diamond Source, where right now you can buy one, get one 40% off during their exclusive Valentine's promotion. Express your love with exquisite jewelry from the Gold and Diamond Source, where they have the largest selection of engagement rings. And here's where it gets really good. Starting on Friday at the Open, you can get a $1,000 gift card, and they will match it with another $1,000 gift card. Get $2,000 worth of spending power for just $1,000. Then at 6 o'clock, it goes down to $500. The $500 card match goes from 6 o'clock until close. So get in there on Friday up to 6 o'clock. It's a $1,000 gift card. They'll match it, giving you up to $2,000 in immediate spending power. Then after 6 o'clock, it's $500, and they'll match it and give you up to $1,000 in spending power. Don't miss it. It's Valentine's Day, and the only place to shop is at the Gold and Diamond Source, 3800 Olmerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com.
It's a love you give only at Gold and Diamond Source.
Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by those great folks at Genesis. February is a big month for the folks at Genesis of Tampa. It's also Black History Month, as you know. They are dedicated to this C3 commitment, our promise to serve our customers, community, and charity. That being said, for the entire month of February, a portion of all vehicle purchases will go towards Tampa's Black History Museum. Also, you can test drive between February 17th and the 19th. So today's the 18th, so that fits. And you get a free Mardi Gras t-shirt. Mardi Gras is going on. So head on over to Genesis, just test drive those cars. They are absolutely fabulous. It's always like going to a party over there. Say, hey, let's jump in the GV80 and go for a spin. You'll love it. And get a free Mardi Gras t-shirt. And you might just buy yourself a car. Make a deal. They are absolutely phenomenal. Before you go buy a luxury car anywhere else, make sure you go to Genesis of Tampa, test drive these vehicles, and then look at the price and tell me you want to go spend it otherwise. You don't want to do that. Genesis of Tampa.
You know the irony of a Mardi Gras t-shirt, don't you? It's just
two holes right where they need to be, right?
This just occurred to me that the irony of a Mardi Gras t-shirt is it's supposed to come off as soon as you put it on.
Right.
Because you're really not supposed to wear one there.
No, you wear one, but it has to be flashable. Can't be really super tight.
I just prefer not having one.
Like,
I went shirtless the whole week of Mardi Gras 1999 when I was spooning the homeless guy.
That does not surprise me one bit.
And when I threw my new Seiko watch into the Mississippi River.
I don't think that they were looking for you to be topless, though. I'm not casting any aspersions about your fitness at the time, but
that's a pretty good shape back then.
The deal was.
All right,
to the comments we go. I need proof. Good morning, JP and Timmy. Another great day to be a fan of Tampa Bay. I can't wait to talk Tampa sports, says Alejandro Noriega. We got a lot of news yesterday. Mike will return, and Junior wants an extension here. Yeah, how about that? Junior Caminero wants to stay here and get an extension, I think, because he wants to be part of this amazing future that is your Tampa Bay Rays. This new stadium, well, he'll really be coming into his prime, and, of course, they'll want to lock him up as their face of the organization. Why not stay here in Tampa Bay? What a great place for him to be. And, he's still building his game. I just, again, my fear this year is he doesn't have any legitimate protection behind him. And he starts chasing and gets very frustrated because he's not going to see a lot of quality strikes. And I think Kevin Cash obviously knows all about that, knows, what he has to do to make that happen. They believe Aranda is that guy. Hopefully he is. And hopefully he stays healthy, because I don't see anybody else in that lineup that's going to help you unless you put Junior in front of Yandy, which might be a good idea. But even Yandy's not, he's not a 30 home run guy. He got 23 last year, and many of them up into the jet stream of Steinbrenner Field to right center. That little ditty is gone now that you're back in the Trop. So that's my worry for Caminero, but it is good news. And I think there's great days ahead for this, for this Rays team and organization. And hopefully I'll be having lunch with the owners soon and bring you guys great information. Yeah, I got a little information on that yesterday, texted back and forth. So hopefully we'll get that done. And we'll keep you posted. Aviation says, feels to me like my wife just started a Tinder account, but she's still committed to me, ? Doesn't rub me the right way.
Maybe that's why she has a Tinder account.
Maybe shows the incompetence of the Glazers, Jason and Todd, more than anything. Woof. I wouldn't say. I think the Glazers have been great owners, and I think Jason has built a Super Bowl team. but he's got some rebuilding to do. No question about it. This is a big draft for him. No question.
And we don't know what freedom he has, if any, right now to do what he wants to do, right? Like that's the problem with trying to evaluate Jason Light's job performances. He may have a thumb over him, and we wouldn't know that.
I think Scott had a very good point yesterday when he said we have 7 players making $20 million or more, and that's in the upper echelon of the league.
Yeah,
we're very top heavy right now with our salaries, and you need. And I think that's okay, but you need those guys to play at a high level. And who did? Gedeke missed games. Antoine Winfield certainly wasn't a $20 million player this year. Mike Evans got hurt. Baker was beat up. All your $20 million guys really didn't produce. So if you it's okay to pay that, but you better get that kind of production, and you didn't get it. And that's when you don't win your division.
Yeah.
Over 500.
It's when you suck.
You have a losing team. Yeah. JS813 says, aviation, the Glazers, Jason and Todd are sleeping with their wife. What?
Was a confusing statement, but I got the gist of it.
I think we did. That was funny. The Glazers thought it would be loud. Keep it, Todd. Wait until you lose Mike. Whoa. Oh. I can tell you this. I know a few suite holders, and they've expressed their discontent loudly to the powers that be. And the answers they got back for many of them were not good enough, because what answers are you going to give? You want to raise your price on your luxury box $70,000, almost 30%, and not fire the coach? That's a tough one to swallow. And you can't get out of your commitment because it's a 3-year deal. How many of these suite holders would have said no thank you if they weren't locked into 3-year deals? A lot. And maybe if many of those deals are up because they're not all in the same cycle, they would have pulled the trigger. But a lot of them are kind of go back to the Brady cycle when he signed.
Right.
So you're probably in year 1 or 2 of most of those, so they can't cancel. And you said, sorry, we're going to keep the guy for $12 million. That does not sit well with the fan base. I can assure you of that, and many of the big hitters. And if I were a sponsor, if I were one of these multi-million-dollar sponsors, I'd be like, what the? No, we're not. Oh, okay. All right. I wouldn't be happy. And I'm sure they've heard about it. And you're right. Lose Mike. Woo. Michael LaRue says, I love the Rays' new ownership. Feels like one of us and not distant or above the fans like the previous ownership. Could not agree more, Michael LaRue. And I put that out on Twitter this weekend. Like, it feels like we have our team back, like it's part of the community now. And I got overwhelmingly positive reaction to that, but there was some negative. Like, oh, you're dividing the fan base. No, Stu did that. Stu, I just pointed it out. And are there really Stu loyalists that are upset? Right. I mean, is there such a thing besides his family? Like, there's Stu loyalists out there like, you pushed him out and I will not have that. And I'm not going. Like, if there's somebody out there like that, please come forward. Please. You need help. Like, seriously? Get out. Mr. King says, take it for granted, JP. They chose to live in a dump and not Florida. Yeah, as I said at the beginning of the show. Don't ever take it for granted. Mr. King says the Bucs are not going crazy in free agency. If Mike Evans returns, that's just the truth. I don't think Mike will return to a team that's not serious about winning right now and are building more towards the future. I'm working right now, Timmy, on my postseason or my offseason plan.
Are you?
Yeah. And I think this might be a good time to bring this up. I think there is a way forward for this franchise if Mike leaves and you start using some of that money towards your defense. If you can find a suitable, like, would this team better? I'm going to ask you this question. Would this team be better with Max Crosby and no Mike Evans, or no Max Crosby and Mike Evans?
I would go defense first.
Right. Right. As much as I hate to say that, but that's more about how bad the defense is and how leaderless it is.
Yep.
And how it lacks any identity and any physicality whatsoever. And Max Crosby changes that in one fell swoop. And listen, I know he comes with risks. He has been injured. He's 28. Yeah, there are risks in this business. This just in. But I'm willing to take those risks because I'm desperate right now to completely change the makeup of this defense. And I don't think there's a player out there that does that more than Max Crosby. He brings so much more than just exactly what you need, which is a fierce edge rusher. And would I give up 2 1s? Yeah, I would. Because that hopefully that one's going to be a 15 this year, which you ain't finding any player like that at 15, not even close.
Right.
And if you do things right, it's going to be in the high 20s next year. And those are crapshoot picks. You're not, sometimes you get impact players. Most of the time you don't. You get good. You better get a damn good player, but not Pro Bowl, all pro level guy. At a position you need. I think, we've drafted. When I say we drafted well, we have enough starters right now. It's clear what you need. It is very clear what you need. So, and I think there's a pathway to that. If you go in on Max Crosby and Mike walks, and he might, we may not have that choice anyway. He may have already decided I'm going to wherever that is. Because trust me, his agent's talking to everybody. That's what the combine is for. He probably already knows where he's headed. If he's getting out of town, he may have already seen enough and may say, there's nothing in free agency. And I know they're not going to do anything in free agency because they told me so.
He may have made the decision during 3rd and 28.
Right. Not saying that he can't change his mind. Other things will present themselves. It's a never-changing situation. But that's what I'm saying. I think Mike wants to see the whole picture before he makes any decision. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want all the available information before you make a decision as big as this? And he has the luxury to do so. He can wait, see what everybody does in free agency, hang out and say, okay, this is where I'm going. He has that leverage. And he should probably use it. Mr. King says Tim would be torn if it was Canada, U.S. So will I. I think a lot of us will be. If you're a Lightning fan, how can you not be torn? Not only do you want to support Cooper and Hagel, but you hate the Kachuk brothers. It's just, look, they're playing well in USA, and I'm all about it. But, man.
Do we hate
what?
Brady?
Not as much as Matthew, but
I just don't care about Brady, one way or the other. But Matthew, though, man, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Guy.
Yeah. But, Gensel and the rest of the guys, hell yeah, you want to support him. I've come to the realization that whoever wins, I'm good. As long as it's not Switzerland.
What's wrong with Switzerland?
Nothing, really. It's a beautiful country. But,
who was it? Somebody on the chat a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about Olympic hockey said all Switzerland does is play in the neutral zone.
That's great. It's fantastic.
Forgot who that was.
All right, let's take a quick break. And when we come back on the other side, Erik Erlendsson will join us. We'll talk about the hockey. And what a day it is today for hockey. And the rest of the weekend, it's going to be absolutely insanely good. So quick break. Back with some Olympic hockey talk with the great Erik Erlendsson. Stay with us. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Sunny days or stormy nights, roofing problems out of sight. In Florida we stand so tall, pitch roofing, we do it all. Pitch roofing, roofing done right, for your home, day and night. When the hurricanes roll in, we've got the top that's gonna win. Protect your house from wind and rain. Choose pitch roofing, never in vain. Pitch roofing, roofing done right, for your home, day and night. Call us now for peace of mind. Top service you'll ever find. Pitch roofing won't let you fall. We're the best, just make that call. Pitch roofing, roofing done right, for your home, day and night.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. That's the way to save you money. It's not just what you make, it's what you keep. So if they can save you a few $100s on your homeowner's insurance or auto insurance, well, that makes a difference these days. So make sure you give them a call. Let them do all the work. You save all the money. 813-877-7799. All right, I believe we have Erik Erlendsson waiting in the wings here. Joining us, I believe, from Benchmark International Arena, or maybe where the Lightning are practicing in Brandon. What's up, Double E's? How are you? Can you hear me?
Uh-oh. He's a spinning wheel right now.
Oh, he's the spinning wheel?
Yeah.
He's a spinning wheel. All right. If you can hear us, jump out and jump back in.
Yeah.
See what we can get. Move to a better Wi-Fi area. He may be at the Brandon Arena, which sometimes is a Wi-Fi. Yeah, I just got a text from him. Wi-Fi issues in Brandon.
Uh-oh.
All right. I will text him back while you regale the folks with a great Mardi Gras story.
Nobody needs to hear more of my Mardi Gras stories. That's for damn sure.
Better yet, I'll give folks an update on Canada. It's 1-1 with Czechia, 5:38 to go in the first, and Czechia is on the power play as we speak. And almost took the lead there. This Canada USA, well, the women's obviously is going to be interesting today. Have we figured out what time they're playing today? The women for the gold.
I will find out.
We'll check that if you can. But this is a long way to go for the USA and Canada to get to a gold medal match. I mean, this matchup today with Sweden and the USA is going to be, this is probably should be a semifinal matchup, but the way they do it, they're going to reseed even after each one. So we don't know who they're going to play next. I forgot about that. So they're not like straight in the back. They reseed afterwards.
They do it in the NHL too.
Yeah.
I believe hockey is tomorrow, JP.
Oh, it's tomorrow? Okay.
Bronze event, Switzerland versus Sweden at 8:40 a.m. Eastern. U.S. versus Canada tomorrow at 1:10 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, beautiful. Perfect. Right after the show. We'll be watching that for sure. Let's go USA there. We don't have any such conflicts with the ladies, but
no, not at all.
It's going to be tough. All right, there he is. We see him live and in color, the great Erik Erlendsson, Lightning Insider. What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Can you hear me?
Good. Yeah, we hear you good. We see you good. All that stuff. What's going on with the guys in Brandon? I totally forgot we had other players.
Yeah, a real hockey team.
Wow.
Short about 9 players. But the good news is Braden Point's out here skating, Anthony Sorelli's out here, and Lilleberg. The only guy that we don't see is Nick Paul, who obviously was hurt in the Stadium Series game. So he's the only guy not skating that we were hoping and expecting to see.
That's great. How does Pointer look? Does he look good? Is he skating free?
He's moving around. Yeah, he's moving around. He's not in a no-contact jersey. Anthony Sorelli is in a no-contact jersey, but Braden Point is not, so that's a good sign. Look, he could have played. I think he could have played in the Olympics, right? I don't think he would have been 100%, but I think he could have gone and maybe played later, a little bit later in the tournament. So that's a good sign that everything's kind of pointing towards him being ready a week from today when the season resumes.
Czechia just scored 2-1 now over Canada. Yeah, I don't know if it was on the power play or just after, but Pasternak scores. So it's 2-1 Czechia. I was just saying, we're all looking forward to this gold medal game. We got a long way before the U.S.
get there first.
Canada gets there, right?
This is, single elimination. We're not used to that in hockey unless it's a game 7, right? And, you have one bad game and it can be the end, we've certainly seen that through the years, even with the NHL players involved in the Olympics, in the Olympic tournament. And, it's still a long way to go in this game, right? It's 2-1 Czechia, but, it is hard to beat the same team twice. Czechia is a good team, obviously.
Yeah.
David Pasternak, and, they got some pretty good allotment of NHL players themselves. And they can forecheck. That's kind of part of their game. And I've been watching as much as I can in between, like watching drills and everything. And, they're kind of establishing the forecheck a little bit. So, putting a scare into Canada. much like Latvia did in
Yeah.
2014 when Krzysztof Gudlewski, I think, finished with 60 saves in that game, and Canada only won that game 2-1. So you see this stuff kind of happen sometimes in the Olympic tournament.
That's what makes it so awesome. Let's just be honest. What do you think of this USA team so far? Obviously, the Kachuk brothers have been a huge part of it. Gensel, although the numbers aren't huge, you look at the way he's played. He's really, really played well. His usual great game, all-around game. He's set up a lot of different opportunities. What's your overall thoughts on the U.S. team?
I think based on expectations, a little underwhelming to this point, right? They were obviously in quote-unquote the weakest group of the three. The game where they struggled against Denmark, where Jeremy Swayman was not very good in goal. That kind of hurt a little bit. You saw in the game against Germany was it Austin Matthews and Quinn Hughes collided on the power play, almost gave up a shorthanded chance because of it. So they haven't looked in sync as much as maybe we would like to see. But I think as those three games kind of went on in group play, you did see them kind of get together a little bit more in sync a little bit. But they're in for a tough task today for the first time really in this tournament, as they have to face a pretty good Sweden team that was also underwhelming in their group play.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Sweden here with obviously with Hedman and Holmberg from the Lightning. I think both teams have been a little underwhelming, but you'll get their best tomorrow. I would think, right?
Yeah, today. This afternoon, right? Yeah,
today,
3 o'clock. For sure, right? It's because this is an elimination game. One of these two teams is going to play for a medal, and the other team is going home a lot earlier than they anticipated. And, it is odd to see Sweden come out of that group as the third place team and end up getting that 7th seed. And that's, the U.S. has the toughest quarterfinal draw for sure, even though they're the number 2 seed in this tournament. Not that Canada's got an easy task with Czechia, but you will absolutely see the best. I know the Swedish coach has kind of come under some criticism for the way he's kind of handled that team and the line combinations and everything else they've done. Their goaltending has not been very good. Jacob Markstrom, you look at Markstrom's numbers with the Devils, he's been awful.
Yeah.
He's been awful, and he's the guy. I assume he's going to start today. He got the game yesterday, so we'll see, if they go back to Gustafsson or not. But Gustafsson hasn't been very good either, so they've got questions in goal. I think their blue line is stacked, obviously, with Victor Hedman, a big part of that. They were hurt by injuries, specifically Leo Carlson, is not there. Jonas Brodin is not there, another member of a pretty good deep defensive pool for Sweden. But yeah, this should be a very intense game where you're really going to have to minimize your mistakes if you want to have a chance to advance to the semifinals.
And in case people don't know, it's going to be Hellebuck in goal. I don't think Swayman's going to see the net again. Do you? No.
I'm kind of surprised that Swayman was the guy in that second game, right? I thought for sure it was going to be Jake Ottinger. I think Ottinger's got the better track record now. Swayman did go over to the World Championships, and help the U.S. win a gold medal at the World Championships last spring. So I think that probably factored into it a little bit. But I thought, I thought that Ottinger would push Hellebuck for the number 1 job, right? And he ended up being the number 3 guy in this tournament and probably won't see the ice.
All right. I'm going to ask you about Team Canada right now as we watch Czechia is on the power play again with 3:17 left in the first and a 2-1 lead. This is a critical moment in the game right now.
Well, did you see who took that earlier penalty for Canada?
No.
It was Macklin Celebrini, so I wonder if he was doing anything in particular to his pants while he was in the penalty box.
You had to do that, didn't you? You had to do that, didn't you?
Especially if Czechia scored on it.
Yeah. Wow. Was that last one a power play goal? I know it was winding down.
I don't know. I had it on my phone. I was going to kind of keep an eye on it, and then my
screwed you up.
Computer crapped up.
So what do you think of Team Canada so far? I think they've started to really find their way. I think Coop said that the other day. The longer we play, the better we get, and I think they have a huge advantage in a short tournament with a coach that is so good on the fly like Cooper is. I think it's a huge advantage, but we'll see. Right now they're in some trouble. But what do you think about their play so far?
They've been very good, very, very good in a lot of ways. shutting out Chechi in the first game, I thought gave them a boost. It really gave them a boost because there was questions about whether Binnington was going to be able to be the guy, right? He has not had a good year for St. Louis. Of course, in the Olympics, what Jordan Binnington doesn't have in front of him, the St. Louis Blues. He's got Team Canada in front of him. It's a little bit different situation. So he can, as we saw in the Four Nations last year, he's capable of coming up with some clutch saves. He'll let us some head scratchers every now and then, but he comes up with some brilliant saves. So he's kind of answered some of the question marks in net for Canada. That's why he has the start, today in this quarterfinal matchup. But man, McDavid, McKinnon, Sidney Crosby, that's your top three centers.
It's insane.
Those are three of the greatest centers in the history of the game, and they're all on the same roster here in the Olympics, and it's kind of hard to go wrong with that. I don't think their defense is as strong as it was in, like 2010 and 2014 when they won back-to-back gold medals. But, you've got a Cale Makar and Shea Theodore. You've got some pretty good players back to Drew Doughty with all the experience that he has. So, yeah, they've been a dominant team, as you would expect them to be in the group play. But sometimes if you don't face much adversity in one of those first three games, you get that first taste of it in an elimination game.
Yeah.
Even with the talent and the experience and the Stanley Cup pedigree that team has, the Olympic pressure is different. I mean, just look at Ilya Malinin, right?
Yeah.
And he hadn't lost a competition in more than 2 years, and he just got out on the Olympic ice and under that intense pressure, and he just he didn't perform up to what everybody expected of him. It's kind of the same way, man. This Olympic pressure is a real thing, and it can get to some players and it can get to some athletes.
Yeah, we saw with Amber Glenn last night. She got through the hard part of her program, and one of the easier jumps she had, she just choked it. And people say, well, it's figure skate. Listen, the pressure that is on this Canadian team to win the gold, it's insane. I mean, I don't live in Canada, but I get a feeling just watching the media. It's intense. It's intense. They're expected to win anything less than gold, and especially if they lose to the United States. Holy shizbang.
Oh, it's an embarrassment. It's a national embarrassment.
And I think for the U.S., this is having not won since 1980 and having this good a team, I think there's huge pressure on them as well to win.
Absolutely. It's not as intense as Canada.
Right.
Because Canada is expected to win every single tournament they're entered into. And, look what's happened with the World Juniors. Right? They haven't gotten out of the quarterfinals for a couple of years at the World Juniors. But this U.S. team is easily the most talented pool of players that they've ever had, and the National Development Program gets a big nod for what they've done for USA Hockey. I mean, think about some of the players who aren't here: Jason Robertson, Alex DeBrincat, Cole Caulfield.
Yeah,
right? Those are three of the top scorers in the National Hockey League, goal scorers in particular, and they were left home.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how deep this U.S. Pool is. Their goaltending is a strength. I mean, Jake Ottinger is your number 3 guy right now. That doesn't even count a guy like Spencer Knight and Dustin Wolf in Calgary. I mean, they've got some treasures of talent all throughout their pool. I think there is pressure. I think this is, if they win gold, they're going to be called the Golden Generation, right? And you think about it too. You think of these torches that have been passed in USA Hockey through the decades, right? That 1980 team inspired the 1994 World Cup team, the Mike Richters and the Brian Leaches and that generation of players, the Mike McDonoughs, that World Cup hockey team inspired, the 2010 team that got to the gold medal game, or the 2016 that got to the gold medal game in Salt Lake City. So you've kind of seen the torch passed, and this is easily, in my opinion, the greatest talent pool USA Hockey has ever put together. So yes, there is pressure on the U.S. to win gold. And if we get a USA versus Canada matchup in the gold medal game, it's going to be 10 times more intense than we saw in the Four Nations Cup last year.
I cannot wait for that. And the ultimate question is, who are you rooting for, Erik? I mean, I know you're a grizzled veteran journalist, but in your heart of hearts, and I'm almost like I don't know until I watch the game. To be honest with you, but I've kind of come down on whoever wins, I'll be happy. That's where I'm at right now, and I just want to see a great game.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am too. obviously with the Lightning connections, right? With Cooper behind the bench and Julian and the management team, and Brandon Hagel on the ice, and Point and Sorelli, who should have been there as well. You get Gensel on the U.S. side, and look, we still got a long way to go before we get to that.
Right.
It's a long way to get there. So I don't know if I have necessarily a rooting interest. I tell you who I won't root for is Matthew Tkachuk.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like I'd be fine if he did, somehow didn't play, but whatever, is what it is. All right. So getting back to the Lightning, how do you think? I mean, so far so good. No injuries to anybody on the Lightning, and I don't think there've been any serious injuries so far. Hopefully, but when this team gets back together, and obviously Kucherov and Vasilevsky are waiting here for them, and all the rest of the guys. What you just told us, breaking news, Braden Point looks good and ready. Hopefully should be ready to go. Where's this team? 19-1-1. Does this help? Does this hurt? What do you expect as they come out of this break?
I think it helps. They played a lot of intense hockey in a short period of time, and not that it's not going to be. They got 3 and 4 coming out of the break. Right, Wednesday home against Toronto, at Carolina the next night, Saturday at home against Buffalo. You're coming right out of the gate with 3 and 4. 2 of them are division games, and then you go out on the road. They're going to play 16 games in 28 days in March. So I think the mental relief for a lot of players, I think, is the big thing. The mental reset, right? You get away from the game for a week and a half, and I'm sure some guys probably found some ice somewhere. We know Nikita Kucherov didn't go over a week without being on the ice, right? So we'll see. But I think the mental rest is the biggest thing, and the biggest question mark coming out of this break for Tampa Bay is actually going to be what's the roster going to look like?
Yeah.
Right, because they have some cap issues and they have some roster crunch. Now you lost Jack Finley to waivers. Right, they put him on waivers a couple of days into the break. He was picked up by St. Louis, so you've lost Jack Finley. But you've got Declan Carlisle, who's been in the lineup over a Max Crozier. And towards the end of that, when Victor and Ryan McDonough came back into the lineup, so where does he fit in? He would require waivers. I don't think he would make it through waivers with the way that he has played.
No
so
way.
They've got a roster crunch and they've got a cap crunch that they've got to solve before they get back on the ice, assuming all of these guys are healthy. Now, we'll see where Nick Paul lands, and, we'll see where Anthony Sorelli is in a week. But, Braden Point's on LTI, so you've got the cap crunch that has to come to be able to activate him off of LTI. Emil Lilleberg is coming back. Where is he going to fit in with the play of guys like, Charles-Edouard Destou and, Carlisle and Crowley? Like, where are all these guys going to fit? So, to me, I think the rest has been great for these guys. But where is everything going to land and fall roster-wise when they're ready to resume in a week?
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of questions for Cooper and JBB when they come back. And do they make a move at the deadline? I mean, obviously the Panarin thing is gone, but is there other moves that could be made here? I mean, I look at this team and I'm trying to find weaknesses. Do you see any? Do you see any possible moves? Obviously, when you have this much depth, you don't want to risk losing another player like Finley to waivers and get nothing for him. So I think is there room for something to be done?
I think, I'm still not convinced their number 6 forward spot is settled on. Dominic James has looked good. He's still a rookie. Gage Scalvis has looked good. He's not producing like you need him to produce, especially the way he looked in the second half of last year. Oliver Bjorkstrand obviously has not been, a guy that they've had a lot of confidence in to put into a top 6 role. He's been kind of a power play specialist in some ways.
And he's making a lot of money.
Yeah, that he's kind of putting. So, if you're looking at that, a top 6 guy, face-offs continue to be something that they struggle with consistently, almost night in and night out. Can you find somebody that's going to win some face-offs for you? I think the one thing that this is for the first time maybe in a while, and you can't sit here and say, well, maybe they need some defensive depth, because I think they found the defensive depth, assuming they can keep Declan Carlisle around, after everybody's healthy. So, yeah, I mean, Julian has certainly showed through his years. The only year he did not make a move at the deadline was 2019, right? And that was a different year. They went on to set the record and everything. But ever since then, he's whether it's been a David Savard, a Barclay Goodrow, a Blake Coleman, Anthony Duclair and Matt Dumba. Like, he's always made some sort of a move at the deadline, and I don't expect this year to be any different, despite what he may or may not tell us.
Yep, very true. All right, we shall see. All right, before you leave, who's your winner? Who's your gold medal game? What do you got?
Well, I had it up. I wrote it the other day before the qualification games began. I had Canada over the U.S. in the gold medal game, but I also thought Germany was going to beat Slovakia. So what do I know?
Right, yeah, 6-2, and Slovakia, sneaky in, and they're so they're going to reseed too in the semifinals, correct?
Yep. Yeah. So if Canada wins and U.S. wins, U.S. gets Slovakia.
U.S. will get Slovakia. Oh,
wow.
Ooh. Sneaky good. They've been sneaky good. All right, partner, tell everybody how they can get lightninginsider.com.
Yep, that's the website. There's two ways to sign up. There's a yearly plan. There's a monthly plan. And as some people may or may not know, I lost some freelance work. So, hey, support local. I could really use a boost in some memberships to kind of get me up to where hopefully I can get to kind of keep this thing sustained and going. So please consider, if you're not already a subscriber, add to that, because, the buying a subscription not only gets you the website and the information, it allows me to continue to do shows like yours,
yes,
to be able to be around the team and get the information and everything else that everybody craves, especially as we start to head down the stretch, right? We've only got 30 some odd games left in the regular season before the playoffs begin, and that's when the fun begins. So get that subscription, support local.
Absolutely, 100%. If you've been sitting on a fence, go do it now. $40 for the whole year. It's definitely worth it. No question about it, especially as we go into the playoffs. So, yes. Highly recommend. Thanks, Erik. Appreciate your time, as always.
All right, be well, boys.
See ya. All right, so Czechia did not score in the power play, so they go to the first intermission with leading 2-1.
Yeah, that was that Pasternak goal was a power play goal, by the way.
Okay, then. Yeah. And
they went back on the job with a Tom Wilson high sticking penalty. They did not score. Czechia did not score. So 2-1 after one.
Okay. All right. Quick break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll get to some USF stuff. Big game tomorrow night. We're trying to encourage everyone to go to the game tomorrow night. They got Memphis. They are leading the American, and Brian Hodgson team is playing some really, really good basketball and are heading towards the tournament. So we'll talk about that. And some other fun stuff, college football as well. Quick break. We're brought to you by the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing. Excuse me. They are the dynamic duo along with American Standard Heating and Cooling for all your HVAC needs. Hey, guys, if your unit is on its last legs and you know you got to replace it, do it now before summertime and they get crazy, crazy busy. It's a great time to do it. Prices are lower. You get the folks out there, and you'll find out how good third-generation plumbing and AC is. They do it all. So American Standard Heating and Cooling are the brands that they use, and you're going to need it here in Florida. So great durability, great efficiency, and a great company to work with and for. If you're a AC tech or plumbing tech and you're looking for a job or maybe changing, maybe make some more money, they pay well. Great family-owned company, John Rodriguez and PJ over there that run it. Jump aboard, thirdgenerationplumbing.com. You can put your resume in there. Back at 3. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week. So go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to ItalianoInsurance.com. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis experienced advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our Fanstream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
All right, guys, don't screw this up. It's Valentine's Day, and the first decision you make is go to the Gold and Diamond Source, where right now you can buy one, get one 40% off during their exclusive Valentine's promotion. Express your love with exquisite jewelry from the Gold and Diamond Source, where they have the largest selection of engagement rings. And here's where it gets really good. Starting on Friday at the Open, you can get a $1,000 gift card, and they will match it with another $1,000 gift card. Get $2,000 worth of spending power for just $1,000. Then at 6 o'clock, it goes down to $500. The $500 card match goes from 6 o'clock until close. So get in there on Friday up to 6 o'clock. It's a $1,000 gift card. They'll match it, giving you up to $2,000 in immediate spending power. Then after 6 o'clock, it's $500, and they'll match it and give you up to $1,000 in spending power. Don't miss it. It's Valentine's Day, and the only place to shop is at the Gold and Diamond Source, 3800 Olmerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com.
It's a love you give only at Gold and Diamond Source.
JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park. So free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Hey folks, Rays baseball and the summer heat will be here before you know it. So don't let your AC unit strike out and cost you hundreds or thousands for an emergency repair. Get a 1-year maintenance plan from Third Generation Plumbing and AC for just $169. Though will come out twice a year and service your unit. Clean the drain line, make sure it's running to peak efficiency. If you need an emergency repair, it's going to cost you hundreds, if not thousands more. It's a no-brainer, guys. Just call the great friendly folks at Third Generation. They work with American Standard Heating and Cooling to ensure you have the most efficient and durable units. Their split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. So choose my guys, John Rodriguez and PJ, at Third Generation, along with American Standard Heating and Cooling. Don't wait for the emergency that'll cost you thousands. Call Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard. 813-961-8024. That's 813-961-8024 or thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Hey, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. Thinking about getting engaged? Well, no better place to do it. Gold and Diamond Source, they have the best staff. I know it's an intimidating deal, but just go on in there and say, hey, this is what I got to spend. What can I get? They'll educate you on the 4 C's, and they only sell natural diamonds at the Gold and Diamond Source. Don't start your your marriage with a fake diamond, it's a really, really bad idea. And you can trust them that the 4 C's, the cut, the clarity, all that stuff is what they say it is because they've been in business for over 40 years. They don't screw around with that stuff. Buying a diamond online, you'd have no idea what you're getting, so don't do that. Also, 0% financing for up to 5 years, so you can finance $5,000, only $83 a month for that. And by the way, they have pre-owned Rolex watches as well. I know these Rolex watches are really hard to get. Some of you guys love them as an investment as well. So go check out the selection at the Gold and Diamond Source. They do a great job procuring these highly desired watches. So check out the Rolex watches offering timeless elegance and exceptional quality. Always at the Gold and Diamond Source. That's you, Timmy. Timeless elegance.
JP, in my vast experience of dealing with diamonds, I have come to realize that there are indeed 5 C's of diamonds that are important that you should pay attention to.
Okay.
There are, of course, the more well-known carat, cut, clarity, and color.
Right.
But maybe the most important C in all of this is certification.
Oh,
has to be. See, you thought I was going down the joke lane here.
Oh, yes, I did. I thought there was going to be a word in there.
Certification is very, very important part of the C's here. So
make sure she's not the C word before you give it to her.
Well, that's or do in my case. That's all I give them to. So that's all I marry, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, we're not talking about that C word. No,
I'm talking about Chechnyan. I marry Chechnyans.
They're Chechnyans. Or Canadians.
Or Canadians. Oh, man, I do love me a good. I ever tell you about the time I lost?
Thinking, but that's your people, your minds are in the gutters. But we were thinking about that.
JP, did you know that I've ever told you the story that I lost a potential bride to an NHL player?
No, you did not.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say we were dating, but we were talking. And then
would she say you were dating?
She was maybe. I mean, probably not now, but back then maybe. This was late 90s Dallas, obviously, early 2000s.
Right.
And I was talking to the great Anne-Marie Carbonneau, who most of y'all may know her father, the great former coach of the Montreal Canadiens, a former Dallas Stars player, former St. Louis Blues player, Guy Carbonneau.
Guy Carbonneau. Oui.
Who, as I'm talking to her, some idiot NHL player. I know, I'm just kidding. I love this dude. One of my favorite stars of all time, up even after this. Brendan Morrow swoops in. Way better looking guy, obviously.
Yeah, clearly.
Professional hockey player like her dad.
Yeah.
Swoops in and steals her away from me.
Heartbreak.
And I'd like to say that, of course, that ended in tragedy or heartbreak, but to this day, JP, they are still married with a lovely family. So clearly she made the right choice.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah.
Anne-Marie Carbonneau, the one that got away.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's French-Canadian, too.
I've lost a couple to better men, and seen them go on and have wonderful lives and wonderful children. I'd be like, you definitely made the right choice. 100%.
There's no question, right?
Well done. And you're a big enough man to admit that. As in,
hell yeah.
Great call. Absolutely.
Like even the ones that have left, we're divorced now or whatever. I'm like, yeah, you probably made the right decision. Probably should have made it earlier.
Wish you would have made it earlier. Yes. For all our sakes. All right, back to some of the before we do the comments, I want to just hit USF real quick. So tomorrow night, they got Memphis coming to town. Right now, the USF men they have their highest KenPom rating. You know what KenPom rating is? I have no idea how they come about it, but I know it means a lot when it comes to tournament time. Their net ranking is 56. And so they're right on the bubble here. And this is a big time for South Florida. They rank number 1 in the American in 7 team stat categories, including points per game, 88, while Florida, they also lead the conference in rebounds per game, 42, offensive rebounds, 15, assists 17.2, and 3-point attempts almost 30 a game, and free throw attempts and free throw makes. So all of these numbers, what they tell you is this is a very solid basketball team. They can beat you in a lot of ways. They can beat you defensively. They can run with you and outscore you. They can beat you with the three. They can beat you going to the hole. That's what good tournament teams do, because you're going to face a lot of different personalities in the tournament. And if you can win a lot of different ways, and this Brian Hodgson team can certainly do that, then you got a chance to make a little bit of a run. Now, first, we got to get in the tournament, obviously. They're leading the American. They're 10-3, 18 overall. Memphis tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. So get your butts out there. This is time for USF hoops to take center stage, right? Where football's, done. Hockey's on a little bit of a respite. So let's support our Bulls. Tomorrow night would be a great time to do that. So I'll be out.
You want a quick definition or explanation of what the Ken Pom rankings are?
Sure.
How they work. Ken Pomeroy came up with these on his own back in the early 2000s at some point, I want to say maybe 02. And basically he breaks down the teams on a possession by possession basis. So he analyzes both offense and defense and breaks them out into 100 possession categories or groupings, I guess. So it's not just a win-loss. It's not just performance of the team, but it is a literal possession by possession grading or ranking of this club as opposed to, other programs.
Right. Gotcha.
So it's pretty intricate, and I'm here for it. Like it's really, really detailed.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Every possession. He watches every possession of every game.
Possession.
Jesus.
He's probably got a team of people doing it now,
I would
sure,
hope.
but
yeah.
But yeah, that's where that comes from. And it's really more indicative even than just rankings. And that's why even the tournament people, the selection committee, they utilize it to a T.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this team, obviously, if they get the automatic bid, they're in. Yep. You got to go win the tournament to do that. They have a great shot to win the conference. I think they're up by 2 games now. But Memphis is not a great team. They're 12-13, 7-5 in conference. But it's a big game, obviously. They lost to Memphis earlier this year, one of their few losses. So this will be a time to reclaim that. So let's head on out there.
Hit a post.
What's that?
Canada just hit a post.
They hit the post.
They
did. Yeah.
Damn
it. Ooh. Yeah, they're getting a little bit of nervous time right now.
Should be.
They're getting a little bit of nervous time. They're going to win this game, though. I think they're going to come back and win. All right, let's get to some of the other news and notes. Oh, you said you had a blasphemous Jameis story.
Oh, yeah. So I was on another show talking.
813 says famous Jameis slander will not be tolerated in this show.
This is not slander. Look, I'm not a Jameis fan, all right, as a football
player.
Walk
softly, my friend. That's all I'll say.
But I am a fan of Jameis Winston, the interviewee.
He's great.
And I'm a fan of him as a football player because he always gives us something to write about and something to talk about, right? Good or bad.
That's a player in the game. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I was being interviewed by another, but I don't know who they were or even where they were at this point because I do so many of these things, to be quite honest with you. But we got to talking quarterbacks and free agents, and I think they were talking about the Giants, and any chance you think Jameis Winston comes back to the Giants? And I wasn't prepared for this question. And, I kind of started out like, for the sake of Giants fans, I kind of hope not, but blah, blah, blah. And then my brain went the other direction. I said, you know what? I said, Jameis Winston is quite possibly the most entertaining quarterback in the league right now.
Absolutely.
Like, bar none. I said, and you know what should happen with Jameis Winston? Here's what should happen with Jameis Winston. The league should sign Jameis Winston, not to a team, but as the NFL is paying Jameis Winston, whatever the league minimum is, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he just rotates every week to be a backup quarterback on somebody's team. And you have to give him at least one series every game. And it changes from week to week where he goes and who he plays for. But I think you could get the most entertainment value out of Jameis Winston if you just rotate
100%.
him from team to team.
There's precedent for this. Remember all-time quarterback?
Yes.
Remember all-time quarterback? Yeah. I was all-time quarterback a lot.
I was too.
Because I could throw. So, yeah, he's your all-time quarterback. He plays for both teams.
How great
he
would
plays
that
for
be?
both teams. Yeah, and it's like every play's, either a touchdown or an interception.
Yeah.
A pick six, something's going to happen. I mean, when Jameis plays, there's always. I mean, I go back to watch when he was here. It was always something to talk about. But like by the end of the game, there were 20 plays that you had to talk about.
Yeah,
which is unusual. Normally, it's like 5 or 6 big plays in a game. You're writing notes. It's like, oh, remember this one where he, escaped for 5 minutes, ran around like Fred Sanford, and then threw a ball that we got tipped up in the air and went for a touchdown or a pick six. One of the two.
Yeah,
it's just like insanely good.
One of the teams was going to score a touchdown.
No,
he just didn't.
He is
know
a treasure.
Who it was.
Like I never thought that he would become the media icon that he is. I mean, a lot of this stuff, like if you want to see some funny stuff, you go back to when we did Hard Knocks and Jameis and Fitz were in the quarterback room.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was TV gold. Some of the stuff that he knew he was playing to the cameras too a lot of the time. In fact, I think I remember Dirk Cutter saying, "Hey, knock it off. Stop playing to the cameras."
Well, yeah, because he's going to have whatever game he has, and then he's going to give you gold after the game in the interview.
Oh, it's just during practice during the week it was gold.
By the way, JP, more bad news for Team Canada as Sidney Crosby just left the ice with an injury.
Oh no!
Headed back to the locker room, limping.
Oh no! And it looked like a cheap shot too.
Yeah,
it was away from the puck. Oh, that we do not want that. We do not.
So if Chechnya, it's not Chechnya, I guess it's Chechnya.
Yeah.
If they win, do we both have to sing their national anthem?
Well, now that'll be fun. That'll be.
I mean, this isn't the gold medal game, but
yeah, let's give that a shot.
in their language, though, it has to be in their language.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
What language is that?
Sound like we're both having a bowel movement. Or a cat having a bowel movement. All right, let's get back to some of these pithy comments here. Sergio Bilcher says about Mike Evans, his hamstrings continue to hinder him now, too. Maybe it's best for him to move on and fill that spot with a younger version of him. He still has his legacy here. Brady left. Why not him? Yeah, listen, it can happen. And I think there's a world where the Bucs are a better team without him. Like I said, if I have to make spend the money on Mason Crosby or Mike Evans, I mean, I hate to say this. Hate to say this, but I don't think you can objectively look at this team and say, yeah, they need a dominant. And it's not like you're bringing in Hassan Reddick here either.
Right.
I mean, this guy is a producer. And listen, by the way, when you think about this, if you have Cansey, Mason Crosby, and Vita Vea, and I guess who's going to be the other one? Go draft somebody. Draft the guy.
And
you have a chance now that basically forces Todd Bowles into playing a simpler type defense. Because if he can get pressure with 4, this defense can be good. If he has to start messing around with all these stupid blitzes and everything else that messes up the coverages and they're way too complicated, bro. If you could just find a base defense, like Rondé said, we have no base defense. If you just can rush 4 and get pressure with 4, then any defense can be really good with that, even with mediocre secondary. So there's a chance that you could do that. So listen, I totally see the Bucs. There is a world without Mike Evans, absolutely. And if Mike wants to go to the Patriots and win a Super Bowl, good for him. I'm rooting for him. I really am. I'm not sitting here going, oh my God, if Mike leaves, if Mike leaves and you don't make any moves in free agency, now we got issues. Now we got major issues. It's got to be an either or. It can't be, you can't lose Mike and then do nothing in free agency. That would be stupid. But, if you could bring in a Lloyd and a Max Crosby and draft some players on defense and totally change that side of the ball with this offense, hell, I can definitely make a case that this team can make a run in the playoffs. 100%. Would you not agree?
100%
they store up
agree.
Linebacker, draft a defense in. You got Yaya and Max and Cansey and Vita Vea and a good couple tandem inside linebacker. Hell yeah. You've just totally transformed this defense. I mean, I hate to say this, but not even Todd Bowles can screw that up. Right?
I mean, you'd like to think not.
Right? So and then Emeka, Jalen McMillan, Chris Godwin, that's a pretty good 3. That's
Who's
a
your
damn
number
good three.
Who's your number one receiver if Evans is gone?
Do you have to have enough? When you got that three, does it matter?
Yeah, I kind of think you don't have one, right? Because I don't think any of those three are number one wide receiver material. But when you have three number twos,
right? I could let's put it this way: if I got those three, and even with I know you hate K-Dot, but K-Dot with Baker serviceable, and Bucky, and you're adding another running back. I mean, listen, if you can't find a matchup with that, Zach Robinson, if you can't find a matchup, well, that's on you.
JP,
that's
what
enough
about this?
Talent. What's that?
My Bucs offensive brain just went here. You lose Mike in free agency. You have those three wide receivers, and you add Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, sure.
Booyah, Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, those are some matchup nightmares right there.
Yeah,
and with Baker and a healthy offensive line, and Bucky returning to form, which he was not, had shoulder surgery. Look, yeah, I can make that case all day long. Is that not a team that can go deep into the playoffs? I think so. I absolutely think so. Now you got to stay healthy. So I don't think it's make or break if you lose Mike. And I don't mean that in a pejorative way at all, but he is 33 and he's had hamstring problems.
And you are infinitely talented at that position. So
Yeah. So I'm good to go. I'm good to go either way. But what you can't do is lose Mike and not do anything in free agency. That's not an option. And if that's the route that the Bucs go, then this is, I mean, you're not even rebuilding. Now, what are you even doing?
When you say not do anything in free agency, are you talking about you have to on the offensive side of the ball? Because I think you take that money and you spend it on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you can add. Now, if you add Kyle Pitts, that's going to preclude you from doing huge things on defense. You're not going to be able to add Pitts, Lloyd, and Crosby. That's too much money.
I think Crosby's out. I don't know. I'm just not into that discussion.
Why?
Just because of what you're going to have to give up to get him and what you're going to have to pay him. The Bucs are not in a place where they need to do that. I think you can improve your defense without Max Crosby.
$30 million, honestly, for a premier edge rusher. What's Parsons? 45.
But then you're going to 47.
47.
I mean, and I'd rather have Crosby.
And you got him for another 4 years.
But what are you giving up to get him? You're not going to have any draft picks.
I'll give up a 1 and 2 2s, or a 1 and a 2 and a 3. I don't know what the cost is. I know he wants 2 1s.
They've already turned down 2 1s.
Well, if you give him a 1, so this year you give him your 1 for the player. That's a no brainer. Next year's 1, if you play the way you think you're going to play, is in the 25 or above.
Yeah,
that's not a player that is going to transform what you're doing right now. It could be, I get it, but
you don't know.
Chances are no. Chances are no. And I know what I got in Max Crosby, and I just think the timing is right. While Baker's, on his $30 million deal, because next year he's going to be 45, 50 at least.
Yeah.
So it's all to me. It's all about what's your mindset. What's your mindset? If you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't, if you want to be meh, if you want to just, we'll drive somebody, we'll see what we can do. We'll change our scheme a little bit. And, we got some guys coming back off injury and,
all right. What if the asking price is 2
that
1s?
Might go.
2 1s, a 2 and a 3.
That's too much. Too much.
That's too much. You can't
Way
do
too
that.
much. No, if I'm giving up 2 1s, that's all you get.
Yeah, they've already turned that down.
Oh, who was it?
Reportedly.
Which team was it? And listen, if you want, Cade's a free agent. If there's a player you want,
take them.
I got an overpaid corner. I can send you. Yeah.
Mecca Ibuka.
No. Nope.
Can't do that.
Nope.
JP, you want some Mike Evans trivia real quick to end the show here?
Sure.
Which quarterback has thrown the most TD passes to Mike Evans?
It's got to be Jameis.
Final answer.
Got to be Oh, well, wait a minute. Johnny Manziel
Well, we'll say as a Buck.
as a Buck. Okay. Yeah, I got to go with Jameis.
Final answer.
Yeah.
How about Tom Brady
Really?
with 32? Yes.
Okay. Well, how many from Jameis?
No clue. I didn't look that deep.
Got to be. I bet it's got to be close. It's got to be close. So his 3 years. Okay. All right. David Terry says, I love Mike, but he can't stay on the field anymore. Injury prone. Good for 6 or 7 games. Got to go. Put that money towards Max Crosby. I think either way, you're good. But I think, honestly, if I had to make a choice, God, I can't believe I'm saying this.
You're going to pick Mac over Mike, aren't you? Or Max over Mike, aren't you?
Yeah, because our defense is so bad.
That's what's better for the
so
team.
bad. It's so bad. And again, Max is the type of player that not only fixes a position, it fixes an attitude. It fixes there's accountability. I just can't stress that enough. I've seen it too many times in my career that championship teams need guys with championship attitude, and this defense has nobody. I mean, I love Vita Vea, and I think Levante's gone, and I don't think he's coming back. Who's leading this defense? I love Antoine Winfield Jr., but he's not that guy. He's a great player, but he's not that fiery leader that's going to hold everybody accountable. Max Crosby, I'd be scared of that mofo.
Is Tom Brady's relationship with Jason Light and the Bucs still good enough for him to make that trade?
I don't think relationships matter. It's football.
I think it matters. No,
nobody's doing anybody any favors in trades. Nobody's doing that.
Between GMs, 100%, I think that exists.
Well, I think people have respect for the other GM and they communicate better with them, maybe. But I mean, and of course, Brady's not the GM, by the way.
Well, no, but don't you think he has him?
He has a
John
say,
Spytek's going to him and going,
yeah.
Hey, is this okay if we do this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he wants to bring Antonio Brown back, like he loves so much, no, it's a no for me.
Since you love him so much, well, you got to go get him out of jail now, I think.
Yeah. What else? Aviation says Mike was MIA all season. Rubs me the wrong way that he wants to leave now. You were part of the problem, my man. Really?
Oh, I don't agree with that at all.
No, I don't agree. He's not part of the problem, and that doesn't. He has every right to say this team is not serious and is not urgent like other teams. He has every right to say that. I said it. It's just, when you keep this head coach, you just do not have the urgency of other teams. I'm sorry. It is what it is, in my opinion. You're
on the power play right now, by the way.
Oh, yes, they are. Okay. Sergio says, love to have Mike back, but would the hamstrings be a problem again this season? Yeah. Very well could be. They don't get better with age. They don't get better with age. And it's a serious, it's the same thing about Max Crosby. He's had knee surgery. Everybody's, when you get that old in this league, everybody's a risk. But, I just think the defense is so bad. It needs such an injection of physicality and attitude and pass rush. And that guy brings all three of those things.
Score!
Like 3 players in one.
Tie game.
No, I'm behind you. So I'm seeing this for the first time.
It's my YouTube TV.
Okay. All right. I'm on Peacock. The Peacock's lagging. There it is. Okay.
I'm on
Nice
USA
goal.
Network is what I'm on. USA Network.
Nice goal. Move it around on the power play. Very beautiful. Who got that final shot? I think that was McKinnon to
whoever's in the slot right there. I didn't see.
Okay.
We'll see it right here. It was McKinnon.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Ooh, off the right post too.
Last 2 games, this Tampa guy, Mike Evans, averaged 11 last 2 years. Mike's averaged 11 games a year for $20 million with that hamstring. Time to move on. Wow. You guys are tough. Ain't no sentimentality here.
Hey, they want what's best for their team, man. And I can't.
And I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's just business. We love you, Mike, but it's just business. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, if that happens and he moves on, fine. You better go do something dramatic on defense. Don't tell me I'm clutching my pearls and my draft picks and I'm losing Mike Evans and we're going to build it. No. No, I'm out on that. I'm out on that. You got to do something dramatic on defense. Alejandro says, I will say, JP, I think it really depends where the Tyreek Hill goes, because if Tyreek gets picked up, I feel like Buffalo is on him, but there will probably be a reunion of Tyreek and Mahomes. Yeah. I think the Patriots are a landing spot. Clearly they coveted Godwin. I think they probably covet Evans as well, and they'll pay a lot of money for it. And that's kind of something that they need. Maybe put them over the top. They got money. David Terry says, I see Mike going to Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's what I said
about them.
That's what I said. Yeah.
I haven't thought about them. I don't know what their situation is cap wise. I thought they were up against it in cap.
They'll make room.
They can make room for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't understand the appeal of Tyreek Hill at this point in his career, coming off that injury.
I mean, because his speed is everything. His exceptional speed. I mean, if he goes from 4.2 to 4.4, he's not the same guy. Not even close. Mm-hmm. And that was a pretty devastating knee injury.
I mean, to me right now, he is what Odell Beckham was coming back from that Super Bowl injury. Like, just he's got nothing. Baltimore tried him out. He played 5 games with 3 catches for 100 some yards. I mean,
plus all the headache. Plus all the headache. I mean, get out of here with all that crap.
All that child support paperwork you got to fill out every month.
Pete's, my God.
I would not.
And I can tell you, businesses don't like dealing with that crap. Joel Forsman said, bottom line is we can't hate Mike or Bucs if he leaves. It's a business, and Mike deserves the best at this point. We're so lucky to have had him this long. Bucs legend. 100%.
Yep.
100% agree with that. All right. Anything else we need to get to? King says Godwin or Ibuka can be number ones.
Disagree.
Yeah, I think Godwin is more of a 2 now, but I think the 3 2s equals a 1. 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 1.
I would think between those two, Ibuka has more of a possibility as a number 1, but he certainly did not show it last year when Evans was out.
Yeah, which is, but he's still a rookie. Rookie, and I still developing.
I get it.
I think to be a number 1 these days, you need a little bit more size.
And you need a little bit of an edge to you, too.
Yeah.
A little bit of an attitude.
Well, Mike never really had that. But, he kind of
he does. Yeah.
He does. Yeah.
He had an edge.
Yeah, just ask the Saints.
Absolutely.
All right. Anything else? Any other stuff we need to get to? Mr. King says, it's all about money, JP. They don't want to pay his buyout because they're cheap and trying to recoup the cost of 21 and 22. Plus, they're saving for the stadium upgrades. It's $12 million.
Yeah, that's nothing.
It's just nothing.
That's
in the grand scheme of things. They fire a coach over $12 million. I mean, this is the NFL. Come on. I mean, the Glazers are filthy rich. Filthy rich. Yeah. All right, that'll do it. I think we did. We got most of it here. Thank you guys for here's one more thing for Bucs Basement. JP, with that schedule next season, I don't see this team being 500. It's a very tough schedule, and with Bowles keeping yes men thinking his scheme is great is laughable. Everyone will torch us.
I don't think it is a tough schedule next year.
And schedules are hard to.
It's the 3rd place schedule, right?
Probably. It's schedules are so hard. I think we do ourselves a disservice by, saying. I mean, look, like the Saints were crappy in the beginning of the year and pretty good at the end of the year. It changes when you play them, how you play them, like are they injured? Who's the quarterback at that particular time? I think it's a bit of a, I mean, I know the Patriots but there was more about, that was more about the juxtaposition of theirs than anything. We do have a super chat from Mr. King. Thank you. Says big spending in free agency is not a prediction of Super Bowl success. The Seahawks only spent 93% of the salary cap in 2025. The Bucs will spend about $50 million in free agency. Well, it's not a direct correlation. No, you go in the free agency, you got to hit. You got to get the right guys. The Patriots got a lot of the right guys. The Seahawks spent. I think they had 3 big free agents, and they hit on all of them. And so you got to hit. That's what free agency. I'm not saying, if you go spend in free agency, you win. I'm not saying that. You got to go find the right guys. And they got to be good fits and all that stuff. Just spending obviously doesn't get it done. You got to do it with the right guys. And, and you got to be close enough where it puts you over the top. So,
yep.
Yeah. Also, as our our good friend John Hill says, Happy Ash Wednesday, 40 days before Easter.
So Ash Wednesday is when you're supposed to empty the ashtray in your car. Is that correct? I don't really understand what Ash Wednesday is.
Well, according to my wife named Ashley, it's her day. It's Ash Wednesday.
Is it every day Ashley Day?
It is. Yes, it is. Every day is. But it's with a little bit extra emphasis. Yeah. All right, guys. Love you guys. Enjoy the rest of this great hockey game, as we will. Hope you will as well. We will be back tomorrow with more fun and frivolity. Jim Lighthall, Bulls play-by-play man, will be joining us tomorrow to talk USF basketball and much more. We will see you then.